Okay. All right. So last we met, you adventurers, except for one of you, entered into Milo Ramon's Castle Garland, and through Cardiff's cunning and the searching of others, you saw that there was a secret door that led into another room that descended down into a basement. Cardiff and Boo noticed that this also kind of displaced the group and moved them into a pocket dimension. It was actually a trans-dimensional space. And when they went down, they encountered some resistance with guards, who were apparently Hilton guards who had been controlled mentally by strange crowns. They defeated the guards, killing one of them, two of them, a couple of them. Moved beyond that, entered into another chamber. There were some unholy-looking knights, some strange-looking rogues, fighting in a strange-looking laboratory. This was after they met a mage in a side laboratory where strange creatures were being held suspended in vats of liquid ethereal plane. When they entered into the final laboratory, they defeated the resistance that they met with the two knights and the rogues, and then Shadow, feeling a little bit concerned about their horses and the like, retreated back up to the surface. On his way up, he encountered Pockets, who was on his way down, grumbling about having been left behind. Shadow said, "I need to go check on the young mage." Pockets said, "The kid's still out there." And Shadow swapped out for Pockets. Pockets enters into the room, and you guys are just beginning your investigation of this laboratory. So what do you do?
Well, as soon as that last guy falls and it's clear that there's nobody else here, I want to reach down and pull the helmet off, because you mentioned that there was something weird about the way they were moving.
Sure. So inside of the helmet, you see a gaunt, skinny-looking youth, possibly in his early teens. Doesn't look like his frame, just based on the way his neck is sitting in the gorget of the armor, fills out the armor. So very strange indeed.
Typhon frowns and, does a little holy symbol of Bavaria.
Do you pull the armor off anymore to see what's on the interior?
Yeah. Slowly,
Okay.
piece by piece.
As you do so, you start hearing ripping and tearing of sinew snapping away from metal or bone. And as you force open the pauldron and look into the armor, you can see that someone seems to have sculpted the flesh of this child into the interior of the armor to basically create muscle and sinew joints at where the armor joints are. So they basically replace the child's flesh with plate mail and stretch the muscles of the child out to work inside of it.
Typhon looks really pissed off about this.
Okay. Boo, you're kind of standing there with Cardiff, a couple of dead rogues off to the side, the room that was shut with a flaming sphere, which you can hear kind of poofing out, and the last squealing of a centipede being kind of charred in its own exoskeleton. What would you like to do? There are also, of course, the vats beneath the catwalks that have a strange black liquid in it that seems to be emitting kind of a gust of air upwards. Zach, that's you.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So I said you're in the corner with Cardiff. There's a couple of dead monks, or rogues rather. There's the dead knight behind them. The door filled with the centipedes. You can hear the fire, the flaming sphere, kind of finalizing, and you can hear the squealing of the last dying centipede there within. There's also, of course, the vats that are still filled with the black liquid in the wind.
What is this?
Appears to be a door.
Can I do that?
Okay, so you're going over to the door. What are you doing at it?
Is it locked?
So no, the door is not locked.
Can I open it?
Certainly. You open it up, and inside there appear to be a number of barrels, a couple of them without lids. There seems to be a stack of hay in one corner, a bale of hay rather, and there's a bag sitting next to a couple of the barrels in the corner. These barrels look like they're very finely made. And you would also recognize, you went to the Cooper's house, correct?
Yes.
These look like his make.
Well, that looks like more evidence to me. If I had a camera, I'd take pictures. What's in the? Can I check the bag?
You left your Sheikah slate at home. You go over to the bag and open it up. Inside, there appears to be a lot of this white powder. The bag is entirely filled with this white powder. Just on initial inspection, it looks like flour.
Cocaina.
Cocaine? No, it's probably flour.
Hey, dude, we're gonna party like it's 1985.
Early '90s at least, man. Let's start a .com.
Nah, dude. I want to do like Wall Street shit.
All right.
Coke. One fingernail that's too long, so everyone knows.
1985 was before crack was bad for you.
Right? Before the government put a bunch of shit in it.
But this seems to just be flour. Do you want to do anything else in here?
The barrels, are they all sealed?
The lids are kind of sitting kind of loosely atop them. The ones that are in the corner with you are smaller. When you open them up, you can kind of see the telltale signs of they being used to traffic. You know, kind of a smell of urine in the bottom, and kind of stains, and looks like kind of parts, like a bit of blood spatters within when people were being jostled within. The larger barrels in the corner are actually filled with a strange liquid. One of them has a lid, the other one doesn't. The strange liquid appears to be kind of a green translucent color, kind of like a briny green. And it seems to have something kind of moving around inside of it.
Can you be more specific than something?
As you kind of inspect it and look in it, it looks like some kind of snake-like creature that seems to have barbs kind of running all along its length. It seems to be kind of content where it is. Do you disturb it in any way, or just kind of look at it?
I got an extra dagger. I'm gonna see if I can
make a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay. So it snaps up your arm as you kind of reach your dagger in to kind of prod at it, and crawls up your body all the way to your head. As you're about to scream out, a weird leafy appendage kind of covers over your mouth, and its head, which appears to be kind of like a bulb, shoots straight for your ear. Go ahead and make me a contested athletics check.
Oh, I know what that is. Fuck, dude.
Gonna need to make me a... Okay, so you managed to kind of keep it away and pull your mouth free, but it is still holding on, and it seems to be trying to barb still into your ear.
Can I hear Ruckus right now?
He could exclaim if he'd like, and he could also say that he's making a ruckus, but that's up to Zach.
Yeah, I'm definitely like
Ah!
at least. I don't know if it's that desperate, but it's more like a fuck type thing. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn it, you know,
Yep.
less like more like a goddamn it, fuck, get it off me.
Kind of banging against the barrel as you're kind of trying to move and shake it away. Understandable.
Right.
Yeah, you come in and you see it, Cardiff. It appears to be a strange serpentine creature. It looks more like a vine to you, actually, now that it's out of the water. And it seems to be trying to prod its barbed, kind of pod-like head. The best way to describe it, it looks like a unbloomed like flower bud trying to pop into his ear.
I've been doing a lot of research into like Neo Guy, like in town.
Sure. That
Would it
doesn't
look anything
So,
possibly like.
are you stopping watching the scenario and thinking about what
I
it
mean,
is?
do I have an action? I mean, I literally just moved 60 feet.
So you moved over to it and dashed. Then you're fine. No worries. Moving along. Lelivos, you would hear a sound, but you're kind of already moved. Pockets, looks like you already moved as well. Typhon, are you moving over towards the sound of the disturbance, or are you staying where you're at? As well, you were actually peeling the child apart over there, so you're fine. Okay, back to Boo. What would you like to do?
Can I throw this thing off of me? Can I get it off of me?
Give me
How much
another-
more struggling do I need to do?
Give me another athletics check. Okay. So this time you fail. It will actually barb into your ear. You can feel it kind of piercing your eardrum. I'm going to go ahead and need you to take 5 points of piercing damage.
Is this thing trying to eat your brains?
And you can kind of feel it, like just
I don't know, man. Maybe.
piercing into your ear. It hurts.
It's a 7 eel.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Cardiff, you are having dashed over here. You can see that this thing is currently causing the big elf ear to bleed as it kind of tries to rend itself into the eardrum. And it does seem to try to be kind of like its leafy appendage kind of covers over his mouth again. As the blue darts fly in, I need you to roll percentage 3 times. So just roll 3 D100s. Anything under 50 will deal damage to Boo. Anything over 50,
How?
it's currently attached to him. It's a tiny creature. So if you're doing a force damage to a small like tendril that's attached to Boo, it's like shooting like a chain off of a guy's arm with a gun. So one will hit, the 5 will hit for Boo, and the other 2 will hit for it. It goes limp and still kind of maintains its presence in your ear, but it seems to not be moving any longer. Zach.
Can I take it out?
Yeah, crisis averted. You go ahead and pull it out. It looks like the end points of the bloom were starting to kind of open, and that was what was causing most of the pain in your ear. Yeah.
Well,
Close the damn door!
I will step out and close the door.
All right.
Kind of shrug at Cardiff and be like, curiosity got the best of me. Smirk at it and then continue walking.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Cardiff, or do you drop the thing, or do you hold on to it?
The thing?
Yeah, the corpse.
I'm gonna drop it at Cardiff's feet.
Okay.
If what he does with it is his problem. And if he shuts the door, it's his problem. But like I left it open and I'm just like, I'm done with that. You can do it. Like you seem like you know what to do, old man.
All right. Cardiff, you have a thing at your feet. What would you like to do?
Does the door close?
Oh, yeah, door's closed.
Okay.
Pay no attention to the dynamic lighting because I'm lazy.
I will. I mean, can I recognize it all? Is there any type of.
Are you going to study it?
Species, or yes, definitely.
Okay. So go ahead and make an Arcana check. All right. So you prod at it a bit, and you aren't very sure what exactly it is at all. It's definitely something outside of this world. It's not natural. It's an aberration. Is the best that you can kind of muster.
So I know it's an aberration.
Yep. Out of character, do you know what it is?
I thought it was like a Neo guy baby.
No.
Okay, I have no clue. It's fucking sick though.
All right. Lelivos, you can see that Cardiff is kind of prodding with his staff at some strange leafy thing that you saw Boo kind of like pull off of him. You can see that Boo's kind of bleeding out the ear as he kind of walks over to the windy part. What do you want to do? Also, still the rogue corpses in the vats.
Well, we should definitely check out and see what's going on the road courses, so I'll take care of that.
Okay. So you walk over to one of the rogue corpses. You can see that they're bound up like mummies. When you kind of start to peel away the shrouds, you can see that the flesh in like vital areas on these humans has been replaced with lizard folk scale or dragon-born scale or some sort of scaly kinds scale. Looks like whoever did this to them was intentionally trying to augment them and grafting the skin to make them more durable. but it looks like these are fresh. So there's still a bit of blood, and you can see that some of the like some of these bandages actually still have a bit of blood kind of trailing, stained in it.
Boys, looks like somebody stitched these things flesh together.
I'm getting so tired of hearing that.
This is quite nasty work.
Hi
Hello.
I haven't seen you before.
So what's going on down here at the end of the room?
Oh, let's see. Okay, so you go and check out the vats. So you look down. It's kind of like a black liquid, and as you're standing over it, you can feel like an updraft. Another thing that you can feel kind of like lower at your lower legs is there's kind of a heat coming off of these vats, but at the same time there's kind of a chill coming off of these vats. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Fuck me.
Yeah, nothing means nothing to you. You're just confused. It's a very strange liquid that seems to have properties akin to a liquid, a solid, a gas, a plasma. It just looks strange looking down at it. All of us, you know exactly what it is in looking at it. It seems that they have somehow manufactured or brought out of the elemental chaos the raw stuff of the elemental chaos. This appears to be just an amalgam of all elements kind of ripped or wrapped into one. So you're looking down into this blackness, and it looks like a solid, surface, but it seems to ripple like liquid. It's blowing like wind. It feels hot like fire. It's a very strange, just looking at it. As you look at it, it just kind of blows your mind. But it seems to be that it's just raw elemental.
That's totally awesome. I explained that to Cardiff. He'd be interested in that.
You'd also know with that really fucking insane roll that the stuff is very volatile. So if it were to be kind of taken out, or kind of anything were done with it to kind of remove it from these containers that seem to be kind of holding it, it could create kind of a wild effect. If you were able to kind of capture the stuff in some way, you might be able to make some sort of device or explosive.
Nice.
So I happen to be carrying 8 empty glass vials.
What if our plan is drag the boss guy back in this room
And throw him in.
break the vats?
Or that, yeah. Ooh, as like a trap. Get up over the vats and knock them over.
Well, you see, we'd also be in position to be thrown into the vats.
True.
What would happen if we did go for a dip? Would it give us any special properties?
Well, let's see, shall we?
Lulavos, you would know it would give him one special property, deceased.
Yeah, don't drink that. Don't do anything. That stuff will kill you. Literally.
Okay.
Gesture one step back. Summon a mage hand.
Okay.
Pick up the little tether thing. Fucking, I don't even know the plant monster. And toss it in. After
Okay.
He steps back.
It burns, freezes, breaks, shatters. Every single effect of damage that can happen to it simultaneously as it dips in. And it basically just becomes nothing. But your keen eyes looking at it, you're able to witness it. All of those things happening to it as it enters into it.
So
Go ahead.
So these vats, do they look like they have any area on them that you would use to sort of like pour the substance or anything?
From this vantage point up here, you're not sure. You'd have to go down to the floor level. These are so you're about 30 feet off the ground. You would have to kind of descend the steps and kind of walk around to check.
That's my game plan then.
Okay. You'd find pretty quickly that each of them have a spigot that's on the northwestern side of the vat. Okay.
Has anyone checked this door over here? On the outside of the...
So it's not a door, but you go over there to check it out.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
It looks like another door.
It is something different for sure. So you go over to it, and there is kind of a recess in the wall. It appears to be kind of door shaped, but it's just a stone surface. The stone surface has a bunch of markings on it. The language is very curious indeed, something that you're probably not familiar with. But they're very alien runes. And at the bottom there is a symbol. The symbol appears to be a solid black circle with 4 extremities off the top of it on its crown, and then 6 smaller extremities that look like they've been they're like cut in half versions of the 4 that pop off the top. In the center of the black circle there's an eye, and beneath the eye there's a mouth. It looks like a beholder with 4 eye stalks and 6 eye stalks that have been cut off.
I will see if Cardiff wants to come, or anyone wants to come take a look at this. Fuck. If anyone wants to see if they understand these symbols, I'll kind of call out and be like, yo, anyone care to take a look at this part of the wall?
Carter starts pulling his beard. As Chad or
You're going over to Boo then.
well, I'd like to, but
Okay.
I want to make sure that I happen to like Lilivos. So
Certainly. So you're going to stay with Lilivos to make sure he stays safe and try and
Yep.
make sure he doesn't do something crazy. Typhon, you're going to bring the 8 vials, which are your former potions of healing vials, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Over to Lilivos. And Lilivos, you're going to attempt to fill one of the vials with the liquid, correct?
Going
After I
to.
hand the vial back to him, I run to the back of the you and open the store.
Okay. So you start to walk away.
Hand appears and starts snapping its fingers in front of you and holds out its hand. Lilivos.
Go ahead, Jason. You were going to say something before everybody jumped in to stop you. Because I said, I was
No, it's fine.
I was asking you what you were doing, but go ahead. What are you doing?
No, I do want to investigate the sort of the valve and make sure that it doesn't look like it's something that I'm not going to be able to shut once I open it. You know?
Sure. So, have you ever had like a water filter or like a Gatorade like thing at? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's exactly that. So you pull it down, it starts to dispense the liquid. You leave it up or let it go up. It goes into its natural position, which is shut.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to fill the vials. When I fill the first vial, I'm going to try to stopper it immediately. I want as little oxygen contact as possible.
Okay. So what I'm going to need from you is a dexterity saving throw.
And my sheet's being weird. I got a beach ball.
You got a beach ball.
What?
Okay. So what happens is the black liquid starts to kind of fill into the bottle, but instead of kind of filling at the bottom, it kind of stays in the center and starts to pile up with like a ring of air around it. And as it's doing that, you're kind of like, huh. Then you see it crystallize and becomes like flat and almost diamond shaped in the center and starts to expand outwards. It kind of forces you to freak out because you don't know what's happening and you try to stopper it. And it expands so quickly it actually breaks out of the vial. The spigot's released by you. It shuts, so it no longer is dispensing liquid. But it shoots out these black shards, and as the shards are kind of exiting the bottle, breaking the bottle, and kind of shooting out into your direction, the vat's direction, and around you, they start to change from the color black to the color brown and they look more like stone as they exit out. You're going to go ahead and take a D6. 3 points of piercing damage as the shards of stone kind of splinter out of the vial and kind of hit you.
All right, awesome.
I reckon I might not want to mess with that liquid anymore. It doesn't look quite safe.
He says from the balcony. Okay, I'm going to go over to the people over at the wall, or the boos over at the wall. You're still by yourself. You called people over to you, but it looks like they're still messing with the vat. Do you want to try and see if you can't kind of explore it a bit more, or do you want to kind of move away and do something else?
I kind of want to see if I can't figure out anything. Do any of these symbols or markings look remotely familiar?
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Yeah. Come on, roll 20.
All right. As you're investigating it, you notice that the iris of the eye appears to have a hole in it. A small, pen-sized hole in it that you might be able to slide something that's the width of a pen into.
What about an arrow?
No, too large.
Too large.
The same kind of keys we keep getting.
You could potentially grab one of the keys from outside and utilize it, yes.
I'm going to do that.
You currently have 2 different types of keys. There's a black one and another one. What's the other one? Does anybody remember?
White?
Does anybody remember?
I don't. But I don't know if white that's ever.
Chad's right. It is white. And who has it?
Right. Also not me.
It would have been Shadow, but he would have passed them off. We'll say Pockets has it. Pockets, when Shadow was passing you on the way out, he handed you a strange, about 3-inch silver rod, about the width of a pen, with a white bead at the top.
Okay. And so was Boo sort of saying who has the key and whatnot?
Yeah.
Asking for it? Okay.
Right.
I think I got what you're looking for. Shadow gave it to me on my way in. Here you go. And I pass the white little brown chip key off to Boo.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick the thing in the hole.
All right.
And then slowly making sure I make eye contact and licking my lips at the same time. It's
Okay.
a moment.
As the key slides in, all of the runes on the board glow, and the beholder glyph glows as well, and the wall just vanishes. And as you're kind of surprised by this, vanishing wall, you're then surprised even more by this red-headed man in armor that makes him look like an heir, rush out with a dagger and start slashing at you.
You gotta stop opening doors, Zach. Just
Yeah.
stop opening doors.
Yeah, it's not going super well for me, man. Maybe I'm gonna learn. Well, once I catch Cherry Eater, then maybe I won't care.
This is not Cherry Eater, by the way. He is red-headed, but
figured.
yeah.
I figured that would have been far too convenient.
He's
And
in it.
plus those other doors that look bigger.
Yeah. He's going to take his attack.
Yeah.
And it's all a surprising matter, of course. I mean, it's not every day a wall vanishes and then a ginger just starts beating on you. But you do notice that behind him there's a very large slab of a table. It looks like there's a corpse laid out on it.
Awesome.
His knife, as he cuts at you, appears to be slick with blood and with some other liquid. The first attack of his multi-attack
Aww.
will be this one.
12 of those.
21 hits. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright.
It's a success, so no poison. And then second attack, third attack. Advantage because he came out of nowhere. So that should be a total of 24 damage.
Down.
Alright. Boo opens up the door, and Pockets are kind of standing there like, whoa. And then, thud. Alright. Everybody is privy to this fact. This definitely is a loud sand. There's definitely a battle cry from the air as he rushes out. So everyone who is interested can roll initiative.
I hate to renege really quick, but can I just make a point of when Lelivos is pouring the vial? Can I go back to it and see if I can discern anything from it? Okay.
It probably basically the second it blew up, and you kind of started to think about what happened and trying to investigate that, you heard.
Okay.
Boo, the curious elf. I'm sorry, buddy. It just keeps being
It's
you.
not even that I'm curious. It's that I'm like desperate to find Cherry Eater. I don't give a shit about any of this. Like I'm a man on a mission.
Lelivos, you'll be first. Go ahead. Oh wait, sorry. There we go. Yeah, you're still first. You hear the sound come up from above you again. The catwalk is 30 feet above you. Yeah.
Okay, so then, I mean, I just dropped that stuff. I'm obviously already startled. I'm just going to take off in the direction of the noise. What's the chances here? 15. For the last part of it, I can, like, jump over the railing and up onto said steps.
Make an acrobatics.
It seemed like 5 foot.
Yeah, definitely. You, Cardiff, you watch him run up, and he basically parkour, grabs onto the railing, and kind of flips like in between it, and kind of lands like right where he's at with his bullseye lantern in one hand. I'm assuming drawing a weapon with the other.
Yeah, actually, I've gone to tying it to the
the belt. Okay.
So yeah, I'll have the sword and shield out.
Okay. So carefully rushes out there. And did you dash?
I did.
Okay, so if you didn't have your shield up already, then your shield's still on your back. It's an action to do.
Okay.
Ready, one? That's fine. Pockets.
All right. I guess I wouldn't. Would it be feasible to think that I'd have at least a rapier out before this whole thing happened?
You
or
can
no?
draw one as a part of the action. It's no big deal.
Well, I'd rather draw my shield, if anything.
It's okay. So to draw a rapier, it's a part of an action, not an action. To ready your shield, it is an action.
Okay.
So you could basically do both, and that would be your action. You'd still have movement and a bonus action.
All right, this is probably it's the best thing I can do. I'm gonna ready my shield,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's up?
I said, mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought Typhon was trying to say something.
Oh, who cares? Chat doesn't matter.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. So I ready my shield, take out my rapier, and then I will action surge.
Mm-hmm.
And
shove him first, and then knock him down with your sword.
Right. Try to knock him down.
I know the drill.
And...
Give it to me, baby.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, probably. Hold on. Yep.
Oh well. And I will try to make an attack with my rapier.
Okay. All right. And he kind of rushes in with the greave, kind of blocks against the shield as you try to shove into him. As you're bringing the rapier about to kind of stab him in the chest, he turns his blade to try and catch yours, but he's too slow in the action, and your blade kind of sinks into right between the pauldron and the chest plate. You can see blood start to kind of come out of him, but it doesn't appear to be blood. It's just a solid hit.
Right.
And
then I just call it. I was like, after that, like, oh, I got him. Guys, hey, booze down for the count.
Okay. Type in Demokos.
Let's see. 10, I'm dashing.
Yep.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
I mean, I know you're dashing, but is that your action too?
Yeah.
Hey yo. Okay. And no bonus actions.
I mean, no.
Cool. Cardiff.
I'm moving down here underneath the vat. Not
Mhm.
underneath the vat, but you know what I'm saying, like right here.
Yep. And you would notice as you kind of come in between the two vats that on the inside portion here, there appear to be kind of inlets inside of the vat that would make for easy climbing.
Cardiff.
You're an old man. I know, but again, you would notice it.
Now, this is kind of like while fucking Lilivos is running up, like before he moved, I could see like a little bit of something there. Can I take my action to try and discern maybe what it was that I saw with the perception?
You can't see it now.
Okay. Can I try and recollect what I had
Also,
seen?
it's 30 feet up at an angle, so you definitely can't see it.
Okay. I'll dash, and then I will maybe try and move a little bit to get a better visual. Do you think could I kind of see up over the?
There's vat in the way.
This angle, could I?
And then, you're kind of like moving around, jostling for an angle. You're looking straight up at a person who's behind another person, so you're not really able to see him.
All I have to do is see the dude's
I'm aware, and I'm letting you know that because of your angle, you're not really able to see the air.
Okay.
You do see that there's like a catwalk in between as well. It's like, yeah, it's not exactly an easy sight. Okay, Boo, death saving throw. It's one failure.
Woo!
All right, Dare of Laviston is going to put himself over the body of Boo, basically just like get onto him, straddling him, put the dagger on his neck, and look up at Pockets and say, "You know I can do it. Get the fuck back, or I do it." All right, and he looks like he is prepared to murder your elf friend if you continue the fight. And he yells it loud enough that anybody in the room can also hear him. If Boo matters to you.
Pockets doesn't know Boo that well, but he would wait to see what everyone else is.
You know he can make 3 attacks in a round. He auto crits, and each one's going to be a failed death saving throw. So
and it only takes 1 with that fail. So
yeah,
play the character.
Do what you're going to do. Lelivos, you heard what he said. You can see him straddling Boo. He yells out what he yells.
Pockets is just sort of in stasis, waiting for anyone else to do anything as direction.
Also, for dramatic effect, he also grabs Boo's hair and kind of lifts him up towards the dagger.
I put my hands up, with my sword in my hand still, and slowly walk in that general direction.
Okay.
And sort of, say like there's got to be some way we can work this out. You should let our friend go.
Okay. Are you trying to basically deceive him or persuade him into negotiating?
Persuade him into negotiating.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
He's looking over at you. He's definitely kind of looking at you between Pockets' legs, and he's kind of looking up at Pockets, and he's got his dagger set to it. It seems that, if you want to go for the system method of it, basically, if anybody does anything that's hostile towards him, and that would include resurrecting Boo with magic, he will multi-attack into his neck. Okay. So your persuasion check is solid, though. He is focused on you. He does seem to be ready to talk, but he's still going to maintain his bargaining chip, if you get my meaning. Pockets, it's your initiative. What would you like to do?
Pockets noticing that it seems they want to more try to talk this out, thinks better than to basically kill someone. The only police trying to do that are Cherry Eater and all the bad lots. So I'm going to disengage and then move take 10 feet back and just sort of say, okay, we're mainly here for charity. We're not, and that's all he says.
Okay. Do you want to kind of like also help in the negotiations as well? Like, is that
No,
what you're just backing away?
Only make it worse.
Okay. Typhon, you can see the situation as it's unfolding. It looks like he is prepared. You're negotiating with terrorists.
Mm-hmm. So Typhon's sword is in his right hand.
Okay.
And he holds it out over the edge of the. So he's basically holding it upside down, and he's got his arms out wide. He steps forward 10 feet. He says, "Tell us what you want. Would you feel better if I was not around?"
Yes.
And steps closer. Says, "Take me instead."
No. And he kind of looks at you. I don't want any of you.
Then what do you want?
That's about 6 seconds. Cardiff?
Well, you see, our bargaining chip is bleeding out on the floor. If he continues to bleed, you won't have a chip anymore, my friend. Allow us to stabilize our friend and resume a parley.
Alright. Boo, death saving throw. Please don't roll a 1. Alright, 1 success, 1 failure.
Woohoo!
Alright. He kind of looks over to you guys, okay? And as you guys are all kind of trying to like get a feel for it, he has Boo by the hair and he's kind of straddled over him. Like, he's not like kneeling, he's kind of up on his feet, like squatting down on him. He lifts back and he kind of pulls back with him. And as he's doing so, he seems to be throwing Boo off to his side. And then he reaches out into the middle of the air. You can see a white mote of light appear. He reaches around it and grabs it and pulls it away, and the wall appears again in front of him.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
I move as fast as possible to the wall.
Okay, we'll go ahead and drop out of combat. What I need, though, is Zach. And again, this is on you. So I love you. Make me a couple death saving throws until you either die or stabilize.
Let's do this thing.
Success, 2. Success, and you heal. Okay. Interesting.
Let's do this thing.
Interesting scenario. Okay. Your eyes kind of flutter open, and he doesn't seem to be looking at you. He's kind of focused on the door. It looks like he's about to start talking to the door. And basically, you're going to come into the conversation about 6 seconds in with 1 hit point. Okay. So what I need from you is kind of a decision from you. Are you going to make a scene of you getting back up and be heroic as fuck? Or are you trying to kind of conceal that you're even awake at all?
I have one question for you.
Fire away.
Second wind. Is there? Can I activate it without him knowing that I've activated it?
I would need you to make to do so. I would, because again, like when you second wind, I'm thinking of you kind of like grunting, like straight, Mel Gibsoning your shoulder into a wall, stuff like that, or just kind of like breathing out real loud, spitting up blood like a Japanese animu. It's not just now I'm better. In my brain.
It's the same in mine, but that's why I'm asking.
I would need you to make a stealth check. But again, if you decide to do it, so let me.
I'm going to try and stay dead.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Okay. So let me explain what's happening. On the door, everybody kind of rushes up to it, and you can hear on the other side the guy. Boo has not resuscitated yet, but you can kind of hear these things fluttering in your dying ears. He yells on the other side, "I don't even want to be here. I was just reading my books. I don't want to be involved in this anymore."
can I hear him?
Yeah, you can hear him.
And Typhon bangs on the wall and he says, "Fine, if that is how you feel, then deal with us. We will let you leave. Just give us our friend back."
I don't know if I can trust you. That's why I brought him in here by myself.
Well, that's a very wise idea, but what's your name? Who are you? And how have you come to be here?
My name is Danis.
Hello, Dennis. I'm Pockets.
God.
All right, so this is about when you wake up, Boo. He kind of, on the other side stops for a second. That's great and all, but I don't want to be in this situation any longer. I don't want to deal with Mylon, and I don't want to die because of his stupid idea.
Well, I don't intend to hurt you, and neither do my compatriots. We just want to know our friend is safe. I hope that you haven't made too dire a mistake yet. Let him live, and we will let you live. I don't even have a reason to hurt you other than you've taken our friend and attacked him.
Look,
Why?
I'm innocent in all this. He attacked me. He came through the door. What was I supposed to do?
Hello? I just say hello. That's what I do.
Nobody's allowed down here.
Well, it seems we've come in a weird situation, and we don't mean you any harm, and I quite frankly don't know. Being kept against your will, there's many individuals here that are prisoners. Are you a prisoner?
I'm not a prisoner.
No, okay. Well,
All right, Zach, are you attempting to second wind while you're down there quietly?
No, not while he's this close to me. I was kind of hoping he would like throw me on the table and then go back to the door.
No, he's leaving you where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna chill here.
Okay. Make a
I don't see any reason to do anything.
make a perception check.
How's that?
You are so aware of the following 5 things. All of the things you know. First off, he continually looks back at you, but he seems to be kind of focusing on the wall and yelling. When he talks, he yells to the wall. Okay? The second thing you notice is that when he tossed you aside and kind of settled himself right, he dropped the key. It's laying near your left hand. You're kind of on your chest because of the way he tossed you. And you're kind of looking over your shoulder. You also notice that there's a keyhole on this side that you could access very easily just by stepping forward and placing the key in. Not too hard a thing to do. You noticed, too, that the blade he has in his hand, the dagger, has blood on it, or had blood on it before he started stabbing at you. So you're pretty certain, just based on perception, that everything he said so far regarding being innocent and what have you seems to be kind of forfeit because it looks like he was cutting on this dude on the table. And number 5, you're pretty sure that in between his looking at you, if you were to move very quickly, pretty quickly because you're an elf, you could get under the table or onto the other side of the table through crawling pretty easily between his looking at you if you timed it right. Okay.
Okay.
That said,
I want to let this convo go on just a hair bit longer. If that's
Sure.
okay. And can I cut you off if I need to do anything?
Yeah, perfectly all fine.
While
Go ahead, Lewis.
while everybody's talking, I'd like to look at the door and see if there's any way I can think of to open it from this side. Like,
Make an Arcana check. Pretty sure it's either going to be the key, the spell knock, or dispel magic.
grumble.
Seem to be the only counters to the door.
Is it possible to cast a spell subtly, like a spell like suggestion?
So you don't see the target. So suggestion's kind of a hard spell to cast. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at the text just in case.
Pretty sure you have to be seeing the target. can see within
I
range.
understand you.
Yeah. Because suggestion isn't just the words that are coming out of your face, like
Also
it's
the
the gesture
Jedi
or
mind trick.
the mind trickiness. Well, there's no hand gestures, but yeah.
If you just open the door and let us hear our compatriot, we won't harm you one bit.
He looks over at you, Boo, and kind of gives you a look up and down. He's still breathing. He's not dying. He's not bleeding anymore. He's fine. Doesn't look like the poison took hold.
Can I insight that? See if he's lying.
Sure. Seems to be on the level.
I believe you. Well, then, there's still a way out of this. We can live peacefully and not hurt each other. I would like that very much. Danos.
His name's Danos, right?
Danus, yeah, Danus.
Listen, Danis, you want to get out of this with your life. You've got our friend. That's probably not going to happen if you retain having our friend. All you have to do is come back with us, help testify, tell everybody what happened here, and
Okay.
we can get you off.
Wait, I've come to a decision. I know what I'll do. Okay? I'll throw your friend out, and I'll shut the door. Okay? And once you've taken your friend, and you folks have left the chamber, I'm gonna leave. Okay? I'm just gonna walk out. How does that sound?
Excellent idea. I think that's quite fair.
All right.
I prepare to rush the door as soon as it's open.
Yes, I think we all are.
Okay. Boo, he kind of walks over to you and looks like he's reaching down to kind of grab your cloak. Do you resist?
No.
Okay. All right. He starts picking you up.
I'm still limp.
Okay.
Completely.
And once he kind of gets you into kind of a pretty solid hold, like half Nelson, he puts his dagger up to your neck. And you're pretty certain that he's readying an action to just straight slash out your throat if shit goes south. Okay?
Okay.
He walks over to it and make a deception check. Okay. So he still thinks you're dead or unconscious.
Right.
Okay. So he kind of like holds you against the wall, kind of presses you against the wall, placing the dagger kind of on the side of your neck. And he places the key in the slot, very quickly rushes back to get you back into the position. Anything you want to do in between?
Okay. As soon or when he puts the key in,
When he puts the key in the...
This is gonna rely on a couple of things. Do I still have any of my equipment with me?
So your bow's actually out on the floor,
Right.
out there.
Bow would be out there, and I'm guessing probably my other dagger is in the room where I dropped it. I assumed
Correct.
I left it there, so I'm down to one masterwork dagger. But
You would also, with your...
still have everything else.
Yeah, with your passive insight, you'd also know that even though he's putting the key in the hole, it still looks like he's readied. So whatever his readied action is, and the trigger being paranoia, it looks like he's still prepared to do that. To you, in this current circumstance, it will probably be in reaction to whatever you do, not in reaction to you starting it.
If he thinks I'm still dead, I'm gonna roll with that.
Okay. So he presses you up against the stone, sets the key in the hole, and then kind of puts you back in the half Nelson, dagger up to your throat, and is holding you there. As the door dissipates, you guys, with readied actions, you see him appear with Boo in a locked position. Are you taking your readied action to rush the door?
No.
Thank you.
Can I take my ready action to grapple his weapon arm?
It's not what you said you were doing, so no.
Can I take my ready to action?
What was your ready to action? You didn't say a specific action. I heard rush the door, and what did you say?
Why the fuck would I rush? I mean, I've been being.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said you were readying an action to do.
I said I'm readying an action, and you started talking. I was going to cast suggestion. I've been trying to cast suggestion the entire time. Why would I not cast suggestion when I can cast suggestion?
Fair enough. All right, so you cast a spell. As you begin to cast a spell, which is verbal, and pulling out items, which is very visible, he starts to cut into Boo's neck. Like I said he would do. So the first attack will have advantage.
Ready to action to do something. So
Great. So his ready action will happen after your ready action begins. So he'll start stabbing, and then you will take your action.
John, from an action economy thing, though, what was, like, his turn broken down? What were the movements and actions he took to pick him up, place a dagger?
Oh, that wasn't on the same turn. Like, he literally, like, he opened a door and has a guy in his arms, which currently is dead weight, so it's an item he's carrying.
Okay.
So, yeah, he still has his ready to action.
So, yeah, fuck that. As soon as
So it doesn't matter. It's dagger time. I'm stabbing Boo in the throat a lot.
And
so
I want to spring on him, I guess, once he's done that.
Yeah, first attack is going to have advantage. And Boo, you're still technically conscious for this, so you will have your full AC.
Yep.
But because of your willingness to be cut, here's the first attack. So 6 damage will put you down to 0. Second attack will have advantage. That's 1 failed death saving throw and another failed death saving throw, I believe.
14
misses.
Does not hit.
Okay. So you kind of fall out of his arms after that first attack and hit the ground. He kind of
back to 1 failure.
Yep, he drops the body. And this is where we go into ready to action craziness. Because Cardiff was because the Heir of Laviston was the initiator, the person's turn who this is happening during. His action's over. Because his action was to take a reaction, and then his turn ended, and then he took the reaction. So Lelivos will be next on the docket, but before that happens, ready actions are going to trigger from those who held it. Rush the door, Lelivos. Rush the door, Typhon. I don't remember if Pocket said he was rushing the door or not.
Yeah, he was getting ready to stab him.
Stab. Okay, so stabbing. All right. So let's go ahead. Highest dexterity of the 3. Actually, the one that let's start with the one that triggered it. Actually, suggestion. So you cast the spell. What's your suggestion?
I was gonna suggest he put down his weapon.
Okay.
And leave peacefully.
It doesn't seem reasonable because you're all hostile and look like you're about to bum rush him. Putting down his only defensive item would be a harmful act and would be a problem. And leave peacefully with a bunch of people ready to murder him. That is not reasonable. Jump into this vat of sharks is basically what you're asking. Like without a cage around you. It's
like lie down in front of this hail of bullets.
That's
right.
That's what I had ready.
Right.
Because I didn't know we were all going to attack.
Yeah, and you didn't know he was going to be hostile. Right.
No, of course not.
Even though you should have. Okay. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and go to Bum Rusher number 1. Oh, the highest dexterity, I believe that would be Pockets. Right? Do you have a high dex?
I have +3 modifier.
Okay, Lelivos I think has the same. So choose between you two who goes first.
Go ahead, Pockets.
Alright. And I stab 70.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a 20-sided dice, please.
Oh.
That's not good.
Okay. So you swing the rapier in. It kind of like goes between him and the wall. He kind of looks like he tries to slam his pauldron and Grieve into it to snap it, but you manage to get the blade out before he does so. Lelivos?
Okay, so I was rushing the door. So my plan was more to like barge in and like knock him away from the door so he can't close it again. So like a bull rush, I guess.
Shove City, go. Contested athletics. Beat that. How far do you want to push him? You can push him 5 feet, I think, right? Oh, actually, you can push him your movement.
Yeah, so I'm going to push him as far back as I can here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, that'll work. So go ahead and put yourself there. Lelevos. Okay. And then other rusher was Typhon, so moving in, and I presume also shoving, just knock him down. That'll work. You guys both kind of...
Well, what I was going to do was...
well, don't retcon it, because you said rush, right? Just...
well, I was just... Okay.
Just stick to the easy. Just make an athletics check, and I'll make it a contested, and you both pushed him in, and at the end of it, you drop him.
I want to secure his weapon hand.
Chet said he was going to do that before.
Did he say that?
Yes. Earlier in the combat, he said he wanted to grab his hand and secure his hand
Okay.
with the weapon.
Go ahead and make an athletics check still. It's fine. Alright, yeah, you have his weapon hand. And you have him in a grapple. Okay. Lelevos. Also, put yourself here, because it doesn't make sense that you would crisscross.
Ooh. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure which hand is...
Doesn't matter. You both just charged in, and Lelevos kind of kept low, you kept high, and grabbed his dagger hand. It's fine. He has his right arm crossed across his chest.
I'm just gonna start stabbing this dude.
Get on it.
Up, it's on.
Alright. That'll hit, but he's going to...
Yeah, you would carry me or Typhon, huh?
Well, no, here's the problem. He's specific. Well, it doesn't matter systematically. If I wanted to be a rules Nazi, I could say, yeah, he parries just fine, but I'm not being that guy. He definitely has my dagger hand. Yeah, that'll hit.
Ooh, take that.
So he looks like he wants to parry it, like a lot, but he doesn't seem to be able to at this juncture. All right. Anything else? Move into pockets, if not.
I am going to use a bonus action to healing word.
Okay. How many first level spells do you have remaining? Because remember, you would have still had the ones that you used last session at Penny.
Right, I didn't use any last session at all.
That's right. It was Typhon who was doing most of the healing. Okay.
Right. 6
hit points for Boo. You are not unconscious anymore. And you're pretty close to where your bow's laying. You could probably stand up and pick it up at the same time. Typhon, you have his arm still held. You have him in a grapple. To do anything besides hold him, you would have to relinquish the grapple to draw your weapon.
Is it my turn now?
Oh, Pockets, I skipped you. I sure did. Yeah, go. Sorry.
It's all good. Pockets moves up and goes, well, I guess thematically it wouldn't make sense to knock him prone while his hand's being held by Titan. Could I use
Go for
my
it.
shield to Alright, I'm gonna try and shove his legs out from underneath him.
Sure. Alright.
Nice.
Pull his arm on the side.
So you kind of push him on that same shoulder that basically he's got draped across himself because of his arm being pulled one way, but it being on the other side. And you hit him so hard he actually falls back. Typhon kind of leans in forward, still holding the arm, but he's now laying on the table a bit. He's definitely considered prone for purposes of damage, but it doesn't look like he's going to have to do much to get back up.
Alright, cool.
I'm giving you both is what I'm doing. Go.
Awesome.
Is that arm like draped across the edge of the table?
No, it's draped over his chest and you're holding it and he's laying back and you kind of leaned in forward because he just got thrown backwards.
I basically want to peel it away from his body and break it over the edge of the table.
I mean, that'll be your turn when we get to it. That's fine. Pocket's still smashing.
Yeah, I'm done. 12 damage total. 7 piercing, 5 sneak attack.
He kind of falls back, arm still being held, and you kind of rush in, stab in that same spot that worked before. Blood starts to like drench out now as that stab was a lot deeper than that last one. You're pretty sure that he's halfway in to the death's door. Typhon, you were saying you're breaking his arm over the table?
Yeah, peel it away from his body and break it over the edge of the table.
Make an athletics check.
That's awfully good of you.
Okay. You manage to get it over there and kind of slam it down. How much? What's your strength modifier?
16.
So 3.
Oh.
Okay. It doesn't seem to snap, but it definitely looks like it hurts.
And side note, does this guy have special boots?
No. You munchkin.
Oh my god.
There's a guy who runs faster than the others.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna continue basically holding that arm away from him so he can't use it to stab anybody.
Perfectly fine. Cardiff?
I suggest you're
Well, I'm not casting the spell suggestion. Just clarifying that. Last time I cast
You,
spell suggestion.
you're just suggesting. Yeah. Again, if you're suggesting surrender, that would be fine.
Yeah, I want him to surrender.
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead and make. Are you trying to intimidate him into surrendering, or are you trying to persuade him into it?
I'm not an intimidating person. I'm
Make a
trying to
persuasion check. Yeah. He seems keen to the idea. His reply though is, "Tell your friends to get off of me."
Well, you see, the last time we let you go, you stabbed our friend and threw him into a room.
He seems
I suggest
completely
we take
willing
a
to
grapple.
surrender, so long as a surrender is viable. Boo,
Okay.
you're up.
Fuck
That's-
this guy.
Yeah.
Really, you're gonna murder
Slit
him?
his throat.
Yeah, pretty much.
The airs are already like
You could have
wanted
a lot of
criminals.
information. You could have a lot of information. You guys are just gonna kill
Zach, does Boo stand up, grab his bow, and kind of get up off the ground?
Yep, I'm just getting up, grabbing my bow, like healing myself a little bit, and not taking an action.
Kind of push your
Like,
tabard
just put
into.
myself back together. That was
Okay.
kind of embarrassing for
Yeah,
him.
you kind of like hold the wound and kind of push your shirt into it. Then you kind of like pull your belt up a bit and kind of tighten it so it holds the shirt taut to the wound.
Yeah.
You're still kind of bleeding, but not like dying anymore. And you kind of look over at the man who's being absolutely molested by your 3 compatriots. All right. So I'm going to ask one question of the 3 of you as it comes to his turn. Are you relinquishing your grapple? Are you backing away?
Oh, I'm absolutely not giving him the use
Okay.
of that arm.
All right. He kind of moves his left hand underneath his right hand, drops the dagger into his left hand, and then starts stabbing into Typhon. That third one will hit. And as he does so, he goes, spits in your face. And you're like, what the fuck did he just say? But yeah, it definitely seemed like his voice changed, and he started spitting at you.
He's speaking Klingon.
It definitely sounds like a space language. Hey. That'll be his turn. Lelevos.
This guy. Sorry. So what I'm gonna do then, since this guy stabbed my boy Typhon, is I'm gonna have to end his life.
Okay.
So rapier through the gullet.
He is standing, but I mean, he is grappled. You don't have advantage on him. Okay. He kind of manages to get his left arm up to put the dagger in between the rapier and himself, and kind of bats it into his armor instead of into a wounded area. Okay. Pockets.
You know the drill.
Uh,
Bash him with my shield.
Okay, let's see if I can't roll over. Nope. He goes right back onto the table. Do you want him to fall to the ground instead? Your call at this point.
If he's against the table, he'd still be considered prone.
Yeah, it's either way. It's fine. It's no big deal. Just
Let's put him on the floor, because if he's
Okay.
prone either way, then that's going to give disadvantage to Boo, so might as well make him on the floor.
you spin him in his position. He kind of hits the ground. His arm's still kind of up and wrenched. You stab down at him and hit, and sneak attack.
Oh, sweet. That 19 hit.
Oh, actually, reaction. I'm gonna block it. I have parry. I'm gonna use it. I used it. Yay! Everybody always rolls a 20 instead of a 19. Fuck you guys. He blocks that shit. It's like ching, ching. Typhon, you're still holding him.
No, I'm just gonna fucking let go of him and
Okay.
draw my own Lavistine dagger and start stabbing the shit out of him.
All right, go ahead and make your attacks.
Okay. So I have it built in as an offhand attack, so just add 3 to whatever the damage is.
Yeah, okay. Miss. Hit.
7 damage.
All right. Parries the first one. Still kind of in a defensive posture now with his free hand, and then he tries to raise his pauldroned arm up, but isn't able to get it up quick enough to stop the second attack. Cardiff. Seems like they're going full Julius Caesar mode on this guy. What are you doing?
Could have left alive.
And he looks through like their legs and everything at you, old man. And his eyes are fierce, and he's staring at you. And you start spitting out all of these strange like incantations. You feel kind of weirded out, and then you throw forth bolts of energy. Hit. And what's 8 minus 7? Hilarious is what it is. All right, Brute, you're up.
Oh no! Shut it the fuck up.
It makes perfect sense that this would be.
I mean, he
Of
deserves
course,
the kill.
of course.
You deserve the kill. You take it. It's all you, boo boo.
It's my action.
He's prone right now, so if you fire a shot at him, it will have disadvantage.
True.
And you can drink a potion of healing as a bonus action.
Correct.
I don't care.
Okay.
And I'm
all right.
I've moved beyond this conflict. It seems like the rest of the party has taken it upon themselves. I'm just putting myself back together.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is like a middle of the street beat down right now.
All right. He
Mob justice.
kind of like gets annoyed at Typhon, pulls himself together on the ground, grabs like the edge of the table, and lifts himself up. And as he's spiraling up, he starts thrashing out with his dagger. But his attention has changed. It's now focused on pockets. Swing and a miss, right?
Yep.
That'll hit. And does that hit?
Yep.
All right. So 20 damage. You're the only one who's actually doing anything to him with the knockdown shit. It's really aggravating. Yeah, he is absolutely on his like last. As that last dagger shot hits in, and he's like, ah! It looks like he's just about to fall apart right there. And Lelivos does.
I stab him and
Yeah.
say, you shouldn't have been talking all that shit.
You pull the rapier up into him and stab him through the pieces between the scale and plate, and you can feel the rapier sink into him. As you kind of close in with him, you look at him, you say, "Should have been talking all that shit," and he kind of and just falls back onto the table, laying against the dead person he murdered. All right.
I search his ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody gain 100 experience for that. And he has
Wow, big money.
a suit of plate armor, a Lavistine dagger, which is a master work dagger, +1 to damage. And that's
Do you
it.
mind if I have that? I'm kind of collecting them.
Oh, he also has
Oh, yeah.
the key. Actually, he wouldn't have the key. It's floating in the space that is the door. Right. Never mind.
I check his pockets.
Nothing.
Pockets checks pockets.
Naturally. In this room, though, as you're kind of looking around, looks like there are sets of macabre tools up in the top right corner. Looks like there's a strange book in the bottom left corner, and there is a door in this room that leads to a room to the left.
Pocket starts stripping the body of his armor and anything else, so he's just in his plain clothes.
Okay.
And once that's completed, I have something else I'm gonna do.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and
Piss on his corpse.
Zach, what's Boo doing?
Burn the body?
Oh, I'm throwing it in the vat.
Okay. That's a smart plan. All right. Boo, what is Boo doing?
Boo would love to get in a short rest because I'm all sorts of fucked up.
Okay. Are you just kind of sitting against a railing then, just kind of watching them and just like breathing?
Boo would probably like move to the stairs and then sit down on the stairs and like take a minute and just like I just almost died. Like fuck you guys, you can clear out the room. You know what I mean?
Tyson walks out after Boo, and
I'm only missing 5 hit points, but I need a short rest to get the. Okay, look at that.
and a 5 for me.
Okay. So you start kind of healing each other. All right, stay there. We'll go ahead and discuss what's happening with you guys in that room here in a second. Dan, you walked over to the book. Lelivos, what are you doing?
Well, it seems a bad place for a short rest, but I'm gonna take a look at the body on the table. See exactly what's going on with that.
Okay. Let's go ahead and deal with Cardiff first, and then I'll discuss the body with you. Cardiff, you see the book. It seems to be written in the same language that the runes on the door, quote-unquote door, were written in. But this book seems to be penned in blood. And it appears that there are several sketches of the human body, very well-detailed sketches of the human body inside. You also see sketches of other bodies, kind of very well-detailed. Lizard folk, goblin, hobgoblin. Looks like there is one page in the far back that appears to be an orc. But what you can tell most notably, just because you've looked at a lot of books in your time, is this book looks like it is a copy. It looks like it was a very roughly penned out copy. And the reason why you can tell that is when someone's writing something original, they kind of like move through it, and you can kind of note that, and there's not like a measured pace to it. Whereas like in this, there's a consistency to the writing. It seems like someone was doing it all at once. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I have a question. I've been collecting a lot of notes and books from people that work with the Flesh Thief.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, I have notes of Flesh Thief from Surgeon. Notes of, just tons of it. Does this look like the same type of work that would be in line with the Flesh Thief?
It looks like it's definitely Flesh Thief material, to be certain. Yes.
Okay.
It also looks like it details some of the macabre rituals in applying certain strengths of these creatures to other creatures, such as lizard folk's scale to goblin, or goblin's nimbleness to a human, or orc strength to a person through muscles.
So this language, I don't have comprehend languages currently active. What kind of?
If we need it.
Well, I mean, I have it available. I can do a ritual, but I don't have the time to do it right now.
So you're just looking it over, kind of investigating it.
I can't read it.
Right. You're thinking about like, you're taking the book though, right?
Assuming there's no.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy about it. Yeah.
Okay.
The cover of it, this cover appears to be kind of like a strange leather, and as you kind of realize, it actually is human flesh that the book is bound in. There appears to be a latch mechanism. The latch mechanism appears to be a dried, kind of solid tongue of a human that kind of reaches over it and latches onto like a pin on the other side. Ugh. Yeah, it's very fucking creepy, to be sure.
Sexy.
Agreed.
Cardiff looks a bit more pale,
Uh-huh.
but he puts it in his bag of holding nonetheless.
Okay, well that's going on. Lelivos is looking over the body. You kind of give it a quick once over. It does appear to have tatters of its clothing still remaining on it. Its chest has been ripped open. So yeah, with that medicine check, I'm not really going to give you much details as to like the cause of death or anything like that. But it does look like they were doing something very, very crazy with this person. It looks like they ripped open his chest and kind of pulled away the rib cage. Kind of looks like they sawed it open, and the heart has been removed. As you're kind of investigating it and kind of looking it over, Cardiff, did you ever meet Anton Haverhill?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of look over with the book in your hand, shut it, and you notice that the face of this dead person is none other than Anton Haverhill.
Shit.
Yep.
Well, it looks like they've destroyed this young lad head to toe.
Does
That's
look,
Anton.
Does look like there's quite a bit of cutting down through out the body, but it looks like the main and oldest operation was the chest cavity being ripped open and the heart being removed.
So Anton Haverhill is Anton Ankenbrand, right?
The Lord of Haverhill, correct.
Okay.
The guy that got murdered and teleported away on the streets of Old Town Marketplace.
How long ago was he murdered?
Today's the 26th?
Yeah.
About 11 days. He was murdered on the day of the shackling.
Okay.
Surprisingly, his corpse is in a excellent condition for a person who's been dead for 11 days. It doesn't look like he's decayed that much at all.
Does he have an aura of necromancy?
Yeah. It's lingering. There's a lingering presence. It seems like a spell was cast upon the flesh.
Yeah.
Well, we found Anton.
Yeah. All right, Typhon. You kind of listen as you're kind of sitting there with Boo, and you finish your prayers for lay on hands. Well, we found Anton. You hear from the chamber on the other side. And just as you kind of assumedly turn in that direction, you start hearing laughter coming from this direction. Boo, you hear it as well. This direction.
Cool.
Hmm.
How long have we been sitting here?
Probably like maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Typhon turns, Lumiere in hand.
The
Activates
laughing
light.
begins growing. Louder.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an arrow ready up in the bow, but I'm not like sitting up yet. You know what I mean?
You kind of descend down the steps, and as you do so, you see a brilliant yellow-white orb appear above the door. And as you kind of focus in on it and look at it, you notice that it's not an orb at all. It appears to be an eye, some sort of magical sensor that's appeared above the door.
Mylon, is that you?
Did Dennis get caught while he was practicing?
Do you expect us to chase you through these rat nests all night?
Of course not. No. I'm just saddened that he won't get to join his brethren. But they will have their revenge. They will have their revenge now. You hear a loud thud from the door.
Oh,
It starts
fuck.
shaking.
Oh, fuck.
You're
Totally
pretty
out of
certain
character
that
now.
something very large on the other side of the door has slammed itself against the door.
Boo, get the others.
Then you hear from the sensor. No, you fool! Lift the bar. Don't try and slam through it. He's young yet. And then the door breaks open.
Can I actually ask where the sound is
Sure.
coming from? Because I can't.
Sorry, it's coming from this direction.
Follow the light.
I don't see any light.
Oh, hold on.
I literally. I mean, I have my light and I have both of us' light.
Should be able to see now.
Okay.
So the door will slam open and the creature will be present to you.
Yeah. This thing.
Since I was standing here, can I arcana that orb?
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Well, before the fight starts, yeah.
Before the fight starts. Yeah.
You're pretty sure it's some sort of scrying eye, some sort of arcane eye or magical sensor. You don't know, what spell's creating it in particular, but you know that whoever's on the other side of it apparently can speak through it, and also can see through it. And it's the same eye that you saw back in the
That's what I was wanting to know.
dining room. It's just now that it's no longer cloaked; it's visible.
Okay. Same eye.
Okay. Initiative. Because this thing is literally just going to walk in and start wrecking everyone.
It is a free action to dash Typhon.
Who is that?
The gestures to
Well,
the
I
right.
mean, that's funny. Nobody in particular.
You called him a name. Called him
Oh.
by name.
No, I was speaking to the laughter. That is most definitely not the man I was speaking to.
Oh no, that was Mylon talking. Yeah.
Mylon. Thank you. How do you spell that, Joe?
Milon.
That's the same guy I was trying to have a drink with, right?
Yes, a long time ago, before the shackling.
No, just after the actor.
No, that's Mullane. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. No, this is the guy that I don't think anybody's actually met him besides Typhon and Boo, and they didn't get to talk to him. They probably didn't hear much of his voice, but they pretty sure it's him. The voice kind of matches the face.
Sounds human.
Yeah, he's a prick.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see it from your position there, Dan?
Yes, I can.
You already know what it is right when you see it. It's a flesh golem. Typhon, you see it, and it appears to have two faces. So there's a stitching down the center, and it has the face of. It has basically half of the face of the two people you murdered the other night, or you killed in sweet justice the other night, however you want to put it. And it looks like there are parts of them all throughout the body, but there appear to be parts of other people as well. The main thing that you notice is that the parts that were the heirs looks like they were added more recently, especially the face. And it kind of looks like there's bits of the face that was present before are still kind of like hanging down and kind of like a weird fleshy beard.
I dub thee work in progress.
I dub thee work in progress. Why didn't it roll initiative for it?
Got a 16.
No.
Why did I get a 16?
I accidentally clicked over you. That's what happened.
Womp womp.
I switched. Let's do it again. I'll take the 16. No, I'll take
what?
I'll take the good one.
Yeah. Advantage on initiative. Lelivos, you kind of step out to the sound of laughter coming from the other chamber. You hear the slamming of doors, and you kind of step out to the hall. And I don't know if you can see it, but if you can see it, you can see it. But there's a very large form standing in a doorway on the west wall.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up. In the. Is that Typhon right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
New token.
That new token.
That new token.
I am going to use my bonus action to give Typhon inspiration.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my move action to I'm gonna dash totally.
Okay. All right. Not seen to you guys, but something does happen on 20. Find out.
Is there?
Go ahead.
During part of my movement, is there any way I can kind of hop off people?
Yeah, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Yep, you're able to fall down and hit the ground with a roll instead of falling flat on your face.
I say, Typhon, take him. Trap him in that hallway.
Well, I mean, he's gonna go before I will. So.
Wait,
actually,
what's your dexterity modifier?
-1.
Yeah, he's gonna go faster than you.
Wow.
Sorry, I clicked off of people a lot because of weirdness. Hold on a second. After Lelivos is Pockets.
So, what kind of sense do I have of everything going on? Because I've been humming a tune stripping this body.
You heard lots of sounds coming from the other chamber. Lelivos walked out with a bullseye lantern, and you're kind of just sitting there in your goggles humming. It does sound like there's a lot of noise coming from the other here. And then as you kind of stop humming for just a second, you hear Lelivos yell, "Tank him! Make sure he doesn't get out of that hallway!" Sounds like there's a fight going on.
I turn up the card up and say, "What's going on out there?"
Well, it appears to be
Cardiff is like readying his arms and gesturing.
Right, I guess I'll have to come back to this. And, let's see, let's get the ruler out. I can...
You can get right next to Cardiff. With just... yeah, right in front of Cardiff. With just a regular move.
Alright, and... Okay, let's see. And nothing's come through that door yet?
It's right at the door.
Okay. I'm going to, first off, do this.
Okay, smart.
Yeah.
Wish it was higher, but yeah, I get you.
Exactly, yeah. And then, is it possible to... I do as much as I can to stow weapons and get ready to draw the Neogi crossbow that I have.
Okay. You can draw the Neogi crossbow. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an action to do so. As a part of you kind of coming out. You would still technically... You didn't dash. You'd still have an action.
Alright, so I'll ready an action for once whatever it is that's supposed to be coming, or we're expecting to see comes into 80 foot range, I will take a shot.
Yeah, and I'm going to reiterate something too real quick, because apparently I'm dumb and wasn't paying attention to my map, even though I told Dan to do so beforehand. Yes, it is right at that door, and you can kind of see the top of it, sure, but there isn't really much sight on it because there's a huge vat in the way. Because it's on the ground level 30 feet down. So...
Okay, so I have sight on it?
Okay.
You are fine. Yeah, you have perfect vision on it, bro.
That's what I figured.
No vats in the way. If people were to move over the vats, they'd be able to see it, no probs. But because they're kind of looking down diagonal at it, they're kind of blocked off.
Coming to here.
Yeah, standing over the vat or standing next to it. Be fine. Pockets, you're good. Boo, you're up.
Well, if that's the case, instead, if I can't actually see anything, I'll just take a dash action then to get into visible range.
Okay. Bonus action. Action.
Wait, I thought you were out of this.
Nope, I got one left.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
But now I'm out of magic arrows and second wind. I still have my action surge.
Are you gonna give it any special properties?
So...
yeah, this is 19 hit.
Yeah.
So it should be that.
Okay. So it hits. The arrow doesn't seem to do any damage. The force that bursts off it seems to. But the arrow itself doesn't seem to do a damn thing. That said, you kind of see the brambles kind of latch around it. Let's see. The target hit by the -10 pencil speed, and it takes 2d6. Target can, or any creature touching it can use its action to remove the branch. So it can still move, it just moves 10 feet left. Okay.
Yes. And
Perfect,
if it does try to move, it takes like
2d6 slashing damage,
I don't know if that affects this thing if my piercing didn't.
Oh, it won't.
It's out there.
Does it count as magical?
No. It doesn't say it counts as magical, it just says piercing damage.
Not the arrow properties, not the brambles, but the force damage.
Force damage was, yeah, that's magical.
Right.
Oh, the arrow is a magic weapon that deals. Oh, so no, yeah, the normal damage would have hit too. That.
Oh yeah.
It turns it into a magic arrow. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So set to that.
There you go. That's
Boo.
why I clicked all the buttons.
You're done.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to go ahead and move with the bramble still attached to it. Doesn't seem the sawing or like shards of it are really doing anything to it at all. And the eye kind of seems to focus in and kind of move over his head, kind of off to the side, and seems to be kind of looking around. It seems to be focusing its attention on Lelivos. And then you hear a voice yell out, "Deal with the horned one first! Once he's out of the way, kill the blonde!" All right.
That'll be harder than we think.
Do.
Oh gosh.
First attack, second attack, both miss.
Yes.
Your shield,
Dodge.
your shield arm kind of gets up, and you start blocking against the shield, or blocking against the fists of it. It's really strong, very, very strong, and yeah, you're certain that you can probably hold yourself well enough, but you're not sure how the others will fare if it gets past you.
Well, then I must make sure it doesn't.
Typhon.
Aw, fuck yeah. Alright, real quick, how's your inspiration work?
So basically, you can add a d6 to whatever you want. After you roll a hit, you can add a d6. After you are rolled to be hit, you can add a d6 to your AC. After you hit, you can roll a d6 and add it to the damage. Kind of your choice. You can add it to skill checks too. Saves.
Okay, well, I'm gonna open up with one meter attack.
Okay.
Assuming 20 hits. Now, I'm gonna burn that inspiration as damage. What did you say it was?
What?
What was the inspiration die? A D6?
D6.
Yeah. Using Lumiere to turn it into fire, you said?
No, but I will be doing that. But first, okay. 11 damage plus the D6 inspiration, which I rolled a 1, unfortunately, and then a level 1 divine smite.
Okay. Going all out.
Fuck yeah! That's
Nice.
max damage, baby. I'm
Okay.
gonna turn it all into fire damage.
Well, you're going to turn the regular damage into fire damage, but yeah. You're not turning the radiant into fire. So 11, 12,
Absolutely awesome.
28 damage.
And that was just my first attack.
Yeah. Okay.
So, second attack.
Uh-huh. Looks like it's a big hit. 1 second.
No, actually, I'm gonna move around over here. So if it tries to move away from me to get to somebody else,
Alright, as the flames kind of curse up it, and you kind of slash it in its face, half of the face kind of falls off, and it starts kind of like moaning out in agony as the fire kind of touches and licks at its flesh. You can see that the skin on it starts to kind of like burn, become red, bubble and pustule, and it's disgusting. But you can see that it appears to be like averting itself from the flame and trying to kind of bat at the flames much more than anything else. Cardiff?
I want to take an action to try and decipher any strength, although I can obviously see fire. Any strengths and weaknesses that flesh golems have that I may know of.
Make an Arcana check. This will be your action. So,
I'll luck that.
Go ahead. You already luck point to shit ton last game. No, you're out.
Well,
Fuck you.
I have. No.
Yeah, you burned all your 3 last session.
Did I?
Yeah.
Because I notated it.
You burned all of them last time. Does everybody remember that?
Yeah, I
I
definitely
know
burned a
you
lot.
Oh.
I can't remember.
You burned three
I'm pretty
3
sure
points.
You burned all 3.
You burned 3 points.
Yeah. I remember at one point you saying last one, so I
Mhm.
don't necessarily remember 3, but I remember last one and then a click, so.
Yeah.
Still
Well,
says I have
regardless,
two.
what you would know about golems off of an 11 is that they are resistant to magic. And that means that they are not going to be hurt by magic as much. And that will be... you can move if you'd like.
I'll relay that to everybody.
Don't use magic. Everyone looks at you like, you're the only spellcaster. The only real one, actually. Lelivos.
I am going to get my shield out, walk up, use healing word on myself, and walk up here to try to take some of the heat off Typhon.
Okay. Are you Attacking or just dodging?
I pulled my shield out this
Oh,
round.
shield. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay, on 20, another thing happens. The Arcane Eye moves down to this position and lowers itself down to ground level. Once it does, its eye turns and focuses on Typhon and kind of looks like it's looking past Typhon towards Lelivos. The eye erupts with lightning, which bursts through Typhon, the Flesh Golem, and Lelivos.
Shit.
Dexterity saving throws.
Oh, you sneaky fuck.
What, you thought you were fighting just a golem?
I would like to personally thank everyone for joining me on this dungeon crawl.
Go ahead.
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn a. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, we'll just do. I'll just do 3. Alright, so if you succeeded your saving throw, which is DC 14, you take half of 26, so 13. The golem will willingly fail, but as it does so, the fire kind of extinguishes away from it, and it seems to be kind of amped up with energy, like Frankenstein's monster. And it's like, like it's pumped up by the damage. It seems that the face area kind of like slaps back up and kind of like connects back with metal, like magnetized staples. It's pretty creepy. All right, that was on 20. Pockets, you're up.
So this is like a floating eye type thing. Does it look incorporeal?
Incorporeal, yes.
Oh. Alright. I'm just gonna shoot the Inuki crossbow at the flesh golem then. Darn. Does a 10 hit?
Nope. Wait.
Darn.
Yep.
Yay! And do I get sneak attack damage?
I'll allow it.
Alright.
The sneak attack
What?
damage.
A 10 hits?
Yeah. It only has a 9 AC.
Oh, wow.
Alright,
Well,
so,
it has a
All right.
13 total. And, yeah.
Cool. Boo.
Moving to there.
Dashing.
That's
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
All right. Very elven. Okay. The eye, still in its position on the ground. You hear a voice emanate from it, and it yells, "The blonde first! I changed my mind! The blonde!" And it turns its attention straight to Lelivos. I know your AC isn't that much different than Typhon's, but he doesn't know that. So, attacking Lelivos. First attack.
There's 21, baby.
Nope. And... oh, yeah!
Oh, I'm down.
Wow.
All right.
That's brutal.
As it bashes the blonde down, it kind of like looks at him and just kind of hovers over him, and the eye yells, "Good! Now the horned one!" And it kind of turns back its attention to Typhon. All right. Typhon, you're up. Lelivos looks clobbered. It does look like there's a bit of blood kind of streaming down his blonde hair. You guardedly move over to your that position. You have a sword and a shield in your hand.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm trying to zoom out so I can see who's where. Alright.
Yeah, positions have changed.
Okay. Oh, fuck you, Roll20. You fucked up my character sheet so bad. Cast aid on myself.
Okay. And Boo and Lelivos. Correct? Okay. Just so you're aware, that does not heal. It will increase his maximum number of hit points
Yes.
Let's see.
It increases his current hit points.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, yeah.
5 each turn, right?
No,
As well.
just 5 total.
No,
Oh,
just,
okay.
just
Yeah, you're right.
So
5 total.
Lulibus will be at 5, and then everybody else will be at what they're at plus 5, and your maximum is 5 higher for the duration. Perfect. Okay, that's an action. You still have a bonus action, but spells are off limits. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't have any other bonus actions. Oh shit! I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot concentration for Shield of Faith.
Oh, well, yeah, you're good.
Yay.
Wait,
Yeah, so
how much damage did I do to you? 13?
everybody gets stuff.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, so Boo, Lulivos, and Typhon have AIDS. Okay?
Woo, AIDS.
So just so everybody knows, it's a paladin that likes to touch himself and give people AIDS.
It's perfect.
Fantastic.
You're also, never mind. Anyways, Cardiff.
Horny?
Oh, no.
Tish.
Hey! Cardiff.
Okay. I would move here, 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 and then there.
Okay, and as a part of you focusing last turn, I'm just going to give you some previews. You notice that it seems to have an aversion to fire. It doesn't seem to like it, and it seems to be energized by lightning.
Roast this dude.
And Lilibos is now currently up, correct?
He has 5 hit points. He's not standing. He's still prone, but yeah.
Okay. Part of my movement, I take the healing potion out of my robe and I hold it in my hand.
Okay.
And then with my staff, I will cast Create Bonfire.
Okay.
Under this dude. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay. You should have opportunity to pull the token out of the thing. Do you know how that works? Yeah, you got it. Cool. Place it in 1 square, please.
I can't control it anymore.
I call shenanigans. Try moving it now.
Oh, I have the. There we go. I had the ruler selected.
That'll do it. Is that the square you wanted? That was the square you wanted, right?
No.
Then put it where you want it. And I'll make a dexterity saving throw. I have advantage. Doesn't help. Alright. 7 points. Same as before. Fire damage is dealt to it. It seems to be kind of trying to push the flame away from itself. Because it's Frankenstein's monster.
That's my turn.
Cool. Lelivos, you are prone underneath the shadow of this monstrosity. It seems to be not really casting. I mean, it's on fire, so yeah. What do you do?
I would like to go ahead and stand up.
Okay.
And drink a healing potion.
Sounds good.
My D20 is being goofy.
As it does.
And I'm gonna stab this dude.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm trying. Roll D20 being stupid. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
My character sheet. There you have it, folks.
All right. That'll hit. And that will. Oh no, it's close. It's bloodied. So you kind of cut at the face again, and it kind of like snaps the staples as you pierce into its face. It's kind of like bleeding a bit.
It's gonna take more than that to keep us down.
And as he's laughing in the background, you hear this like booming voice emanate. That's not Mylon's, and it's so booming, like the reality of this room just starts to shake. It kind of seems to ripple, and the voice says, "If you do not defeat them and you fail me, you will die." And you kind of hear this heavy breathing coming from the eye, but the voice sounded like really powerful and strange. All right. On 20, the eye nervously moves behind Lelivos.
Fuck.
You hear arcane words kind of muttered out from it, and he will cast a spell.
At any point during that, like, as I've seen him cast spells twice now, does it look like I could somehow, like, ready in the action and damage this thing?
So it doesn't look like it's physical. To your knowledge, I mean, it looks just like the spell. Go ahead and make an Arcana check real quick. Freebie, since I didn't give you much on it, and I already... Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Just upon seeing it, Cardiff had an idea of it. The spell Arcane Eye creates a magical sensor. This seems to be some sort of, like, strange version of Arcane Eye, cast at a higher level, and it basically is allowing the caster to not only manipulate it like you would a regular Arcane Eye, which are normally invisible. This one's not. It's allowing the caster to cast spells out of it. So it's very strange indeed. It's kind of like it's perhaps a familiar, as familiars can usually be kind of the source point for spells. But it appears that the thing can move 30 feet around. It doesn't appear to have any kind of corporeal, like, actual form. The only way to damage it would be, or like to destroy it would be like dispelling it. But besides that,
Level 4.
yeah. Besides that, it's not possible.
That was an accident. Sorry.
No problem. It moves to there. It casts a spell. You hear muttering from the other side, and go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. DC's 14.
Good luck.
And I, of course, asked the person who has the broken character sheet. Sorry. So, yeah, you are held. At the end of each of your subsequent turns past this point, you will get the opportunity to attempt the saving throw again to break the hold, but other than that, you are just standing there. Pockets. You see this big fucking thing on fire.
Alright, Pockets is just gonna shoot the crossbow at the flesh golem. Hopefully help take him down before he can attack Lolobos.
Mm-hmm. That'll hit, and when you hit it, the bolt kind of like cuts through it. Go ahead and roll sneak. All right, cuts through it. Blood starts to emanate out of its like pectoral, and it starts to kind of lose its mind and starts thrashing about. It looks like whatever you have done has caused it to kind of lose its cool.
Watch out! It looks like it's going into a rage.
All right, Boo, you are up.
Moving to there. Throwing this at the flesh column.
A large or smaller, yeah. So hit. It is now covered with a net and brambles.
I'm doing the best I can.
I understand. Yeah, it's okay. It probably does not have the. Do you have anything else you want to do besides chucking that at it?
Moving back to there because that's the 35 movement that I get, and ending my turn. Actually, no, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
All right.
Just threw the net on and then like ran back.
It really has no control over itself unless, let's see. Oh no, it's good. It's good. It kind of like focuses itself. It does sound like the person on the other line is telling him, calm yourself, and get out of the net, fool. It will.
DC 10 strength check to free itself.
Yeah,
or deal 5 slashing damage, which I don't think it can do.
It doesn't do that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
Roll 1.
It's having problems with nets. I don't know why it rolled a saving throw, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's fine. Hilarious. Yeah, seems to be having problems with nets.
Use splash attack. It's super effective.
Yeah, it's stuck. Typhon. Let me check something real quick. Restrained. Attack rolls against a creature have advantage, and attacks have disadvantage. Oh, he can attack still while he's netted. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's fine. Also, because of
can't move.
the fire does kind of go out. Yeah, but the ball of fire does damage to him, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
9. If he fails a dex saving throw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna. Yep. And we're gonna go ahead and say that net's also kind of on fire as well. It's still holding him, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be something that's gonna come out of this fight salvageable.
Sorry, Zach.
No worries. I got it for this reason. I figured it was
for golem fighting.
Better to throw it on there. Yeah, I mean,
Brilliant.
It was for something. Whatever.
Yeah. Typhon. Again, it's not freed from the fire. It just doesn't look like the afterwards. It's going to be kind of useless. But Typhon, you're up. That'll hit, and that will hit. So a total of 16. All right.
And then I'm going to move around here. No. God damn it, where can I go where I'm not in a straight line with the fucking levels? There we go. No, I don't want to fucking. What am I gonna fucking do? There's it.
You can only make a straight line with one other person, but at least the 3 of us won't get trapped in the same thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true. There we go. Good call.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Cardiff.
As a bonus action, I will move my temp sphere to tip again.
Okay.
Dex save.
Nope. Even with advantage, which I forgot on the last one, he shouldn't have taken the damage initially.
He would take half.
Right. Okay, so he would have plus and then minus, so he would be at, so he'd be right where he's actually at now. Okay.
Yeah. Question, Lilibos, I know he's conscious, but, like, I don't want to know hit point total. How bloody does he look?
He's bloodied. Yeah, he's definitely pretty clobbered. It looks like Typhon's prayer is literally the only thing that's kind of holding him. That and the potion he quaffed, the only things that are kind of holding him up. Speaking of Lelivos, it's Lelivos' turn.
Not done with my turn, John.
Fine, go.
Quit it.
You took an action.
It was a
bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand, and the potion in my hand, like a hand appears around it, a spectral one, and moves it to Lelivos and quaffs it down his throat.
No, it just moves it to him.
It says you can use your action to control the hand.
Great, you just use your action to create the hand.
I created the hand and then I can use it, correct?
Let's see. You can use the hand.
Pour the contents out of a vial.
Each time you use it. Oh.
I mean, it'd be fucking stupid
I believe
if I'd have to use my action.
The action is whatever he's trying to do. It just makes him do it from 30 feet away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that does work. Okay, that's
as
cool.
opposed to like opening the door.
throat.
Yeah.
You can use your action to control a hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open and unlock. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's pretty
I'm
cool.
gonna take the rest of my movement.
You, of course, yell to him, hey, hold your head up, and he drinks the potion as it's flying over his head. Perfect.
Nice.
Stop trying to skip my turns, John.
All right. Are you done? Now,
Yeah,
are you
done
done,
now.
Dan? How about you try and say things
Done.
quickly instead of. So,
Sorry, I'm
anyways,
thinking.
stop it. Lullivos, take your turn. Stop. 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 Stop.
Hammer
Stop.
time.
Stoppity. Stop. Stop. Fucking shit. Fucking shit. Dan, make me a dexterity check, please.
Because I was held.
Yeah. So the potion just pours and dribbles all over his shirt. Do not gain the.
Why does it work that way?
He can't move his mouth.
Yeah, but I'm putting it in his fucking mouth with the mage hand.
Except
the mage hand
that
is
he
putting it
can't-
in his mouth.
He can't open his mouth to take it. You're forcing it into a closed orifice.
This is the only time I would say that I would love to
I'm sorry.
shove it in my mouth.
I'll stop yelling. I'm sorry. So, yeah, no, it dribbles all over. You weren't able to manipulate it with a dexterity check. Sorry. Again, he was held. There would have to be some... You can pour the contents out of a vial. There has to be a willing receptacle for it to go into. There is not. 20. I have concentration on what I've got concentration on. I'm going to move the eye to there. And I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt. Like so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dex saving throw, 2 of you.
Everything I've tried to do this session has just failed.
Well, that one
With ad hoc rules.
That wasn't ad hoc rules. You read what you wrote. Read what it says there. You can pour the contents out of a vial. Do you see where it says that?
I got a 16. My dex save.
Okay. Are you mad that you poured it onto a held person's...
I just poured it onto his shirt.
Yeah.
I'm mad. That was an expensive shirt.
Expensive potion. I'll say that you weren't able to force it down his mouth, so it didn't pour out. So it's still held in the mage hand, and it's still a potion. But it didn't pour in. It's not on his shirt.
Word.
But again,
Throw the spell out there.
it's really my fault for forgetting he was held, because I said it, and then he threw the wisdom saving throw, and my brain went, he wouldn't have been able to open his mouth to do it. Anywho's, this lightning bolt. So if you succeeded, you're taking 15. If you failed, you're taking 30. And Pockets, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as well.
Thank you, Typhon, for that aid. Literally 3 hit points left.
High five.
If I could, I would.
Okay. Spell captures the incoming energy, lessening its effects on you, and storing it for your next melee attack.
15.
Yeah.
You said I need to make one too?
Yes, please.
Alright. Like a boss.
Okay, so you'll take half of half, so 7, because the ground that you're on is a metal platform. The lightning kind of courses all throughout it and shocks you a bit. All right. Your immediate retort to that?
Pockets is.
Yep. It's your turn.
I'm not feeling too good. And just because there's nothing better to do, he's going to shoot his crossbow.
Hits. You hit it right in the head. Its head explodes like scanners, and it falls to the ground. The second it does, you hear the booming voice from behind. Go, face them yourself. And then you hear a loud thud. The arcane eye kind of opens really wide, and out of it pops a man.
Where is he?
Typhon, you kind of look around the corner, and you can see it appears Mylon has been forced out before you.
Where? I can't see anything.
There. Right there.
But you
Yeah,
can't
it
see
might
her
be
on the
around
right
the corner from you. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Pockets, good shot. Boo, you're up. You're adjacent to him. He looks like he's kind of disoriented at this point. Any attacks against him up until his turn will have advantage.
Net him!
Oh,
I
yes,
don't have a second net, but can I try and grab him and restrain him?
Certainly.
Fuck my face.
I mean, I intend to, but pretty bad. Yeah, you caught him.
Nice.
You have him in a
Hell
grapple.
yeah. Can I do this and spend my next action trying to put manacles on him?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make another athletics check.
Fuck yeah.
He manages to wiggle free, and you can't shackle him.
That's
Yeah.
okay, I still have him restrained though, correct?
Correct. You don't have him restrained. You have him grappled.
Grappled, sorry.
Yes.
But same
No.
concept.
Different.
No.
But yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. He's grappled by me, and that's
It just means he can't move.
on my turn.
Yeah. Flesh Golem's
all I
out.
can do.
I'm going to go ahead and remove him.
Oh, actually, can I move and drag him with me? Right? Isn't that part of the grapple
You can.
things?
Yeah, half your movement.
Yeah. So
Correct.
half of my movement would be 15.
Sure.
So can I move to here and drag him to there? So he's adjacent to Typhon now, as well as me.
Yep. Typhon, you're up.
Fuck yeah. There you go, buddy. I brought him to you. He's grappled.
John, I have a question. During
Shoot.
all that, like him popping out of the eyeball and everything, like, would that like have any effect on his concentration on the whole spell?
He hasn't been damaged yet. He's just been kind of pushed around. So no.
Oh yeah, just give me a second.
He's still
Can I
kind of yeah. You're up. He's still kind of focused on it. So you swing at him. You do not have. Oh, you do have advantage on him because he's still disoriented. So that will hit on the first one, but as a react, he will cast a spell. You see with a verbal component. You see a shield appear around him and block the blade. The second one, however, gets
Oh, well,
through the
shit.
shield and damages him.
Fair enough.
Nice.
I figure if he was gonna shield, I would just do something else with my second attack. But if it gets through, then yeah.
Yeah, you swing, you hit, you swing, you. And I'll go ahead and make a
Swinging at those shields. He swings and hits the shield.
concentration on hold is gone.
Cast as many spells as you like. That is mine.
Cardiff.
Gag him.
Move here. Let's see here. That won't work. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll give him the potion. I guess it's part of my action. So potion down Lilibos's mouth and gag him.
Yeah, he can actually react and take the potion in his mouth this time. And he sucks it down like a champ.
Well played, Boo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lulibos?
Okay, well, so, what kind of, is he wearing any form of, like, armor, or does it look like robes?
So as you kind of approach him closer, you can see that he appears to be kind of shimmering. You're pretty sure that he has the spell Mage Armor activated.
Okay, he's catching, he's currently restrained, right?
He's not restrained, he's grappled.
Yeah. Sorry.
But is he prone? Oh, he's not prone on the ground.
He is chest
No,
grappled.
I couldn't. I tried to mangle him, but it failed. So he's only grappled.
I'm gonna put a cloud of daggers in his square.
So when he starts his turn, he'll get cut up. Okay.
And then I'm going to move
Um,
a little bit closer.
Not an attack. Okay, cool. All right.
Also, yeah, that's it.
Great. It'll go to his turn.
Alright, he takes 10.
Yep. Then he will, as a bonus action, teleport to that location.
Oh,
Where did he go? That's so good.
And then as his action, he will take the dash action. And run. Yep.
Is Shadow still posted outside?
Yeah, possibly.
Where did he run to? God damn it.
Into the shadows, man. If you can't see him, you can't see him. I know one person who can.
My turn.
It is indeed.
Oi! He's running towards the door. I'll try and stop him. And I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run up and can I make like an athletics check to try and like tackle him or something to the ground?
Yeah, so you're trying to shove him to the ground. Go ahead and do me a favor and make a wisdom saving throw before you make the attack.
Oh boy. Oh.
Okay. You see him turn around and look at you with kind of like a sharp gaze, and you can kind of see his eyes kind of flare as he does so. But you're not bothered by it. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a shove and a grapple.
It's just a shove.
Okay.
He is on the ground. He is prone.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, and I believe that's all I can do for now.
Okay.
Well, if I dropped my crossbow, would that be like one free sort of interaction as I was running towards him? So
Yeah, you can put your crossbow away. You won't be able to draw any other weapons.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
put the crossbow away as I was running towards him.
Okay. You hoof it, you throw him down to the ground, and then on your next turn you can do stuff. Boo, you're up.
Moving to there.
Okay, you're still at a kind of a down angle, so him being prone, he's not visible. Okay, still the same. You can see him, but he's still prone. So range attacks against him are a disadvantage.
Moving,
So there.
ending my turn there. That's
Dashing.
my action to dash.
Okay, typing it seems like everybody's running up the stairs after him.
Chad.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yeah. Alright, where did he go?
Everybody ran up the steps.
Those stairs.
Yeah. 5, 15, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can see him about 40 feet away,
just a little too far.
dashing up to him.
No, I already dashed just to get there.
Oh, sucks to be you. Alright, Cardiff.
Right on this. 30 feet.
Can I see him?
Again, downward angle. He's prone. Not really.
These are grates that we can see through. I just have to see a body piece.
Okay, sure. If you're going to cast Magic Missile, fine. And if you're going to argue about it, even though I told you no, great. Continue. Throw your spell.
I will
Throw your fucking spell.
use a bonus action to bam.
So angry at you. Always questioning my shit. said you were doing
Bonus
something?
action to
Bonus
bam.
action. Bam.
Oh. Okay.
I see him now.
Yeah, you can see him. He's still prone, but yeah. Magic missile away. Like,
Using 2 charges.
cool. So it's a total of what? 5 that you've spent so far?
Should be a +1.
So 5. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Alright. Actually, no. Sorry. Yeah, the spell fires at him, and the missiles dissipate on his form. They don't seem to impact him.
Go shield.
Did he when he did the staring eyeballs at me? Was that like the wisdom check to see if I was affected by a spell he was using as a reaction?
You aren't arcanist, I don't think.
No, I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm gonna stay out of this.
It's a great idea.
It's more like action economy stuff.
Sure.
Wait,
The stuff
How
I
long
hate.
does shield last?
It's a
He did his
reaction that I can cast again right now,
Okay.
like I just did.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I'm just trying to understand.
Okay. I just want to point something out real quick, okay? Because
I don't know. I'm not getting
I'm-
any feedback to know what's happening.
I'm getting
Just
fiercely
saying.
mad. If I say a thing, let it go.
Well, you're not explaining why. You're just saying that it just doesn't hit, and I'm wanting to understand what happened.
Okay. Let me try and say it one more time. Okay, I'm going to say it just one more time. Please hear me and don't argue back. Okay? If I say something happens, okay, as the DM, it happens. Okay? If you want to play a game where it's very rules orientated and focused like that, I'm sorry. Okay? If I'm not gonna like squabble over every little detail of the rules, if I say something happens, I generally have a good reason for it. Just let it be. Please. Okay? Okay. Lelivos, you're up.
Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double move up the staircase as fast as I can.
Okay. Great. He's laying there prone at Pocket's feet. Okay. He stands up. And will cast Lightning Bolt straight down the row. It's his third and final third level spell. I need Pockets, Lelivos, and Typhon to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Pass this, otherwise I might die.
14 is the target number.
Oh no.
What's your maximum hit points, Pockets?
It is 26.
You're fine.
I currently have 4.
Yeah. You just
really
die.
close though.
Lelivos.
Yeah, I passed the stage.
Oh, I see there. Okay, it's up above it. Okay. And then I need Boo and Cardiff both to make a dexterity saving throw as well. Success. So half of 27 is 13, half of 13 is 6. Cardiff takes 6. Boo takes 6 as well. It seems that he angles it so that it cuts into the floor, and the floor is made out of metal. It also seems to affect him as well. And his saving throw is probably going to suck.
Yeah, down to -3.
Yep, he of course rolled bad on the first roll, so he'll take 15. That will kill him. Reverse chatting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So combat concluded. Seems like Mylon is deceased. Looks like Typhon goes straight to healing pockets. Pockets, you wake up. You do feel like a very strange kind of pain on your shoulder, and as you kind of pull back the leather to kind of look at your arm, you can see that there's kind of this strange scar underneath the skin. It looks like a red kind of patterning up your right arm. I don't know if you've ever seen like lightning survivors. But basically, that's what kind of happens.
Okay. I sort of look to our magical folks like, you know if I should be worried about these markings, they're new to me.
Do I need to make saving throws?
Yeah, you are also dying. Nobody's paying attention to you. Sorry, I jumped out of the thing. So
That's okay.
Pockets would have gone, and death saving throw. Please make a death saving throw. Pockets, before you start talking in your cool voice. Sorry. So
Yeah,
one failure.
That's one failure.
Boo, go ahead. You fail. Okay. And then Typhon goes over and heals Pockets. Cardiff, you're up. Mage hand, potion over to him. Correct. Okay. 6 hit points back for you.
Woo!
And back to what I was going on about. Pockets, you wake up, you said some stuff. Olivos is kind of focusing on looting the bodies, tossing them, or burning them. Mylon, on his person. Very fine looking clothing, to be sure. A pair of really nice boots. And they appear to have kind of a strange watery pattern to them. He has a ring on his left hand, ring on his right hand, and kind of looks like his eyes are kind of like glazed over. As you're kind of pilfering him and pulling the boots off of him, you see blood start to kind of drip out of his ear.
I immediately look for a steady.
It does look like a creature, much like the one that was attacking Boo earlier, is seeping out of his head.
Oh, what's that?
And out of his mouth.
Pockets?
I immediately attack it.
Okay.
Kill it.
Yeah, you move to it, stab it in the pod head that's coming out of the ear. It kind of just starts shaking violently, and when it shakes violently, it causes the body to shake violently. You kind of get this strange sensation that this creature is kind of all throughout his body, and after impaling the head of it, it just kind of falls flat. And you can see that his skin, where you can see it, seems to be distorted as if something has kind of moved off of the bone and kind of like set out. Like there's vines inside of his body.
Okay.
Pockets moves after he sees that it's settled down. He moves forward and he starts stripping him of all his library down to his naked body, carefully setting everything to the side. And once that's done, I guess he waits for Typhon to remove the head and then drops the body in the chaos.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and move us to Theater of the Mind because I'm going to kind of try and roll us through the rest of the dungeon. There's really nothing much to it combat-wise or anything to that effect. So if that's okay with you guys,
Yep.
let me just go ahead and go through the rooms that we didn't really get a chance to look through. Inside of the chamber with dead Anton, you would see that Typhon, Anton's body, is present. It's missing its heart. The door behind that goes into a master bedroom with a really nice bed. It appears to have a desk, and there are all sorts of different writings upon it. From what you can tell, this appears to be where Mylon was before he was kicked out. And it looks like there are kind of scorch marks on one wall. If you have Arcana trained, you can make an Arcana check to kind of look over the scorch marks because it's not just burns; it's something more. No takers?
Takers on what? I'm sorry, I just got back.
If you have Arcana trained, there's a burn mark on the north wall of the chamber that Mylon was apparently in. It's kind of the one attached to Anton's chamber. Okay. Doesn't appear
Apparently, I
like
was muted. I did not even know that.
it's fine.
Whoops.
I have everything trained, kind of.
Are you in GM mode, Zach?
There is no way to enter as a player.
You have
unless
to
you-
enter and change it.
How?
You have to enter it and change it. It's something you have to
How?
do. At the top right in the cog, it says rejoin as player.
Oh, see, there used to be a little thing that I could join initially.
Yeah, no, they changed it a long, long time ago.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I smoked too much pot to fucking remember things.
Doesn't seem to have
Like that.
changed much, so it's fine.
Dude, I've been doing my best to like not overdo.
It's
the,
okay.
Like, layers or whatever.
But the two of you kind of focus on this strange burn pattern. Nothing seems to be come of it. A mage might be able to make something of it, but it appears that this doesn't mean anything to you guys. The chamber beyond, the flesh golem, opposite of it, it appears that it has a glass floor panel that's kind of reinforced with rusted iron. But underneath the glass floor, you can see that there are hundreds of corpses of people just kind of laying out on top of each other underneath. And there are tables and racks that appear to have bodies that are in all sorts of disarray, cut up. Looks like people have kind of been pieced together. As you enter into that room, there's a knock on this other side door, and they say, "We're going to surrender. We don't want any trouble." And as the door opens, you can see that there are 5 fellhoods, the thugs that were with Cherry Eater, and they say, "Hey, look, this is the first time we've ever been down here, and we didn't know they were this deep into this stuff. Take us to prison. We have seen some shit. We do not want to deal. Like, no thanks." They will gladly take any tying. These are a couple of folks that Pockets knows. They seem like good fellows. They're toughs, strong arms.
They're kind of like what Pockets was. They weren't too deep into it. They just sort of did what they were told and whatnot.
Yeah, and now they got pulled down into fucking hell and saw it for what it really was and realized they were on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
What do you mean on the information you have on Cherry?
Oh, sure, he's in the other chamber. Not a problem. He's been acting a lot differently ever since he's been dealing with these errors. So we're not gonna stand up for him.
Pockets just looks at everyone's like, "Oh, we gotta tie these guys up and then take care of business."
Okay. You quickly kind of like they surrender themselves. You see that there's some manacles and some other like devices of kind of holding here.
I heal myself.
Sure. You bind them. You make sure that they're kind of out in the main chamber, and you kind of head into more adventuring. The room that they came out of appears to be kind of like it has a number of beds. It looks like where people might have stayed, like a guest chambers. But of the places that you've seen, it's the least clean. It looks like it was the least kind of paid attention to. There isn't really any way out of that chamber. You guys head south to the chamber opposite of it, though. And inside this room, you find what appears to be some kind of macabre, like doctor's office with a number of different beds with devices that are kind of attached to the people that are on it. Some of them are still alive, you think, but they're in kind of a comatose state and are possibly like just in a vegetative kind of position. Not really anything you can do to aid them at this point besides put them out of their misery. But there is one gentleman who kind of, as you kind of come over to his bed, starts coughing up and kind of looking up at you. He's an old man, haggard and kind of just dead looking. And sitting next to his bed is an heir of Laviston, but it looks like he's holding a crossbow in his lap, and his brains are splattered out all over the back wall behind him.
Does this one have fancy boots?
This one does have fancy boots.
I will take those fancy boots.
Fancy boots!
Looks like all that running did him a lot of good. You can see that just a ways behind that guy, the old guy, if you're going to help him up, that's fine. Get him back to the other people. We'll discuss more about what he is in forum posts. But you would also see that there's a corpse of a Neo guy over near another set of double doors. These double doors look like they're kind of the doors to a lock chamber or kind of like a prison. And beyond those doors, you find a number of alive people. There are a couple of cells that are filled with just corpses, but most of the cells have people in them. Typhon, when you were out on the road, you traveled out to go and kind of like investigate stuff, and you ran into some people. You remember there was a merchant on the road, kind of riding his wagon into town. He's one of the prisoners here. You also see a young boy who kind of bears some resemblance to, like a farmer's boy. A couple of maidens you saw in the tavern, and a lizard folk, all of which are willing to kind of, take your aid and letting them out if you're willing to. The lizard folk is actually pretty well spoken for what you would assume is a savage race.
I asked him what his name is.
Sesek.
So I might be wrong.
Sick.
Oh, only with one E and a C instead of that other E.
Very well. You might need your help getting these people out of here.
And of the people, he kind of looks like the best kind of. You can see a couple of patches on his skin that appear to be kind of like a lighter color, like they're kind of fresh grown in scale. Looks like they've been kind of harvesting him for just scale portions. Definitely a strange looking fellow. The merchant is missing an arm, but it looks like there's been kind of like a it's been medically handled so as not to allow the man to bleed out, kind of capped off. And that's pretty much it for that room. Finally, you come to a final room where you find Mullane the actor laying out on a table, unconscious, and Cherry Eater sitting at a table near him. Mullane is completely disrobed. Cherry Eater's sitting there kind of looking at you, and as you kind of enter in and start drawing blades, he just starts vomiting on the ground in front of him.
Scared to meet your death then?
As you look down at his vomit, you can see that there's this strange kind of black greenish color to it. And as he's kind of leaned over, his back like bursts open, and vines start splaying out onto the back wall and seem to be kind of like trying to get up and away from you
Typhon
guys.
chops his head off. As he's leaning over like that, Typhon just...
That's fine. His head flies right off. The vines still continue to move up the ceiling and away from him.
Okay, then
Carter, burn him!
stab the vines.
Does anybody burn them? That was a really good
If-
suggestion.
If the vines are like, if there's an area where I can use like cloud of daggers to try to impede their progress, I would do
Okay.
that.
Sure. If no one's casting any fire spells, then yeah, you Cloud of Daggers the crap out of it and shred it to pieces. Perfectly fine. All right. So Cherry Eater's corpse, headless, with its back kind of broken open. Mullane appears to be dead.
Is there any kind of token of cherry eaters that I could go and take as a trophy of sorts?
He has a dagger. It's a stiletto dagger with a female for the handle. It's a really nice. It's a really nice looking dagger. And yeah, he has a bunch of rings. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream, and I'll go ahead and get all of the gear and such kind of posted out probably tomorrow morning. I'm feeling a little tired. I got to take a shit. But yeah,
Where we have the experience.
experience-wise, for the entirety of that, that would have been a total of 950. Quite a bit.
Per person?
Thank you.
Per person, yep.
I'm level 4!
All right.
On top of everything else that we've already received.
Should have been a total of what you earned for the air and for tonight, the air, and then that 950. And the air was 100, so a total of